Thank you for taking the time to join us in today's session on User Education Workshop for Read at Academy. So first of all, my name is Ryan Salas and I am a training specialist for Southeast Asia here at EBSCO. And today I'll guide you through how to navigate the EBSCO Discovery Service. And before we get the ball rolling, I'd like to briefly introduce myself and share a bit about what I do at EBSCO. So I am a training specialist for Southeast Asia, and I train EBSCO customers across Singapore, Malaysia, the Philippines, and Indonesia. Prior to joining EBSCO in 2022, I was an academic librarian in the Philippines for almost 5 years. And before we dive in, I'd like to also go over a few housekeeping items just to ensure that everything runs smoothly. Please note that this webinar is currently being recorded. I encourage everyone to participate actively. If you have any questions or comments during my presentation, please type them into the chat box, or you can also unmute your microphone. And these are the objectives for today's session. It is my hope that by the end of this training, you'll be able to describe and access Read at Academy resources via EBSCO Discovery Service, describe and apply relevant search options, describe and apply relevant facets and limiters to refine search results, describe and access the tools and features available, create and manage search and journal alerts. We'll also And then finally, I am also going to show you how you can locate relevant help and support materials. Now in this session, I am also going to discuss how you can use different tips and tricks. So we have here the Boolean operators. So Boolean operators are comprised of three words such as and, or, and not, and are used in search engines and databases to connect and define the relationship between keywords or phrases. And these are used to refine, to broaden, and to exclude keywords from your search. So the end Boolean operator will help you in narrowing down your search results. Let's say you're looking for both leadership and management. So you can combine your keywords using the AND Boolean operator, and this would retrieve results that contain both keywords. The OR Boolean operator will search and retrieve resources that contain at least one of the specified terms, or it could also include both search terms. So say, for example, we have leadership or management. So if you're going to combine your keywords using the OR Boolean operator, this would retrieve results that mention either leadership or management. And finally, we have the not Boolean operator. So this will exclude specific terms from the results, and this will also be useful when you want to remove ambiguity from the results. So for example, we have leadership and not management. So if you're going to use the not Boolean operator, you'll be instructing the system to focus on leadership only and omit management from appearing within the search results. Okay, any other questions or any questions about the Boolean operators? So if you have any questions for me, again, you can use the chat box. Now, apart from Boolean operators, you may also use other tips and tricks like the truncation, exact phrase, and parenthesis. So the first example here is the truncation symbols. So these are used to create searches with unknown characters, multiple spellings, or various endings. So the asterisk wildcard is used to find word endings. So to use this, you just have to enter the root of your search term, like in this case, I'm using syndrome. So I want to search for variations within this root term. So I'm going to replace the last letter with an asterisk. And it's going to pick up results containing syndrome, syndromes, and so on. Apart from replacing a letter using the asterisk wildcard, you can also replace a word. So in this case, I place the asterisk wildcard in the middle of the words chief and officer. And if I'm going to do this, this will retrieve records featuring chief financial officer and chief executive officer. Next, we have the exact phrase. So the exact phrase will be helpful if you want to search for keywords as a phrase. Okay, so we have here. So to make better use of the Boolean operators, you can use parenthesis to nest query or string with other query terms. Essentially, the parenthesis will read the search string in parenthesis. So the search will retrieve articles about health promotion or public health promotion. And this will be combined using Boolean operators. So I'm going to use and we'll look for the remaining keywords or the succeeding keywords like Singapore or Southeast Asia. Now, without further ado, let's now head over to the live demonstration. But before that, I just wanted to give a reminder to provide a reminder. So if you're going to access your EBSCO Discovery Service platform or your any resources, electronic resources, please bear in mind that you must select the first option when prompting to log in when you'll be prompted to log in using OpenAthens. So please make sure that you select the first option, this first tab here, when logging in via OpenAthens. So again, OpenAthens is an identity and access management platform. Your Read That Academy subscribes to this, so it provides seamless access to various publishers using one login. And on that note, let's now head over to the live demonstration. So we're going to focus on EBSCO Discovery Service. So EBSCO Discovery Service is also referred to as EDS, is a discovery layer that is designed to provide access to your library's electronic and print collection through a single interface. It allows you to search simultaneously across your library's databases, including your catalogs, which I'm going to cover later, your journals, magazines, institutional repositories, and so on. Now, to provide additional context, you can think of EDS as Google for libraries, but it has more authoritative content and credible sources of information. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to do is run a basic search. And I'll hop over to my browser and show you the EBSCO Discovery Service landing page. So here is the landing page of EBSCO Discovery Service. Can I see a thumbs up, please, if you can see my screen? Or you can just type one in the chat box. Just wanted to make sure that my screen is visible. All right, thank you. So here's the landing page. On the left-hand side, you'll find your dashboard. So this is where you can create projects, save resources, track your recent activity or your search history, and the items that you viewed within this session. And this is where you can manage your search and journal alerts. Beneath the dashboard, you'll see the research tools. So if you click on the new search, it brings you back to the landing page of EBSCO Discovery Service. Here is a quick link to your publication finder. So it's going to take you to a different page. So we also call this A to Z list, but In EBSCO, we call this publication finder. Then we're also going to talk about the concept map, which I'm going to circle back to this later. And then here are your supplementary sources and the publications. In the middle, you'll see the search box. So this is where you can enter your keywords. This is where you can run your searches. And we're currently landing on the basic search. If you want to run an advanced search, you can click on the advanced search button. So I'll show you later the advantage of using the advanced search. And I'm also going to run a search using the advanced search. And here are your quick filters. So we call this quick filters. And these are the filters that you would usually use, like full text limiter, you have peer reviewed, available in your library collection, and then you have your date limiter. So if you want to retrieve the most recent resources, you can select past 12 months. Okay, so let's now enter our keywords. So just a quick recap. We're going to search for blended learning. So we're going to enter the keywords in the search box. Okay, so I'll enter blended learning. And then I'll click on the magnifying glass icon, which brings me to the search results. Now here are the results. It yielded a total of 8,640 results. Once you have retrieved the results, there's an option to bulk export these items. So you can bulk export the metadata through downloading, saving, sharing, or citing records. There are two options. So after retrieving your results, you will see a checkbox beside the result list. This one, the checkbox at the top, and individual checkboxes. So you can pick and choose the items. So you can use the checkbox to select articles in the result list, or you can also tick on the checkbox at the top to select multiple records at once. And if you're going to use the checkbox at the top, you'll see a drop down menu. So if you click on this, you'll see available options. So you can select all results currently displayed in this list, the first 1 to 50 results, so regardless of whether they are currently displayed or not, or you can also deselect everything. And after selecting from the options, you can now select one of the available tools to manage your results. So you can download the metadata. I'm going to select the first 1 to 50 items. So you can download the metadata. So we have different formats to choose from. I'll download this in PDF and I'll show you what it looks like. You can also download this in other formats, but this one is my preferred format. So while that's loading, so here's the file. You have your table of contents, and if you scroll down, you'll see the metadata. It also comes with a persistent link, and when you click on this, it will bring you back to the platform, EBSCO Discovery Service platform, and it brings you to the full text version. Okay, so apart from that, you can also download this in CSV and MS Word, Mark 21, XML, and so on. That's the first option. You can also bookmark these items to your dashboard. So if you want to save them to your Save tab, you can go ahead and click on the bookmark icon. Then there's also an option for you to create a project. So the purpose of creating a project is like, you can think of this like creating a playlist on Spotify or Apple Music. So this feature will allow you to organize and manage the items in your dashboard. So if you're not going to use projects, you can still save items to your dashboard. And you can to do that, you can click on the bookmark icon like this one. So you can click on the bookmark icon, and then the system will save this item to your Save tab. Now, the disadvantage of this is you're just dumping everything in your Save tab. So it's not organized. There's no way for you to add like labels within your Save tab. And that's the advantage of projects. So you can use the project feature to manage and organize the items. If you want to create a new project, so you can go to your projects, or you can also click on the project icon. Then if you click on the drop down, you'll see all the projects that you've created. If you want to create a new project, you can click on new project, and then you can give this project a name. So I can use blended learning as my project's name. Then you can also add a due date. However, this is optional as well as the description. But I find it useful to include a due date, especially if I'm doing a research or an assignment that is due on, let's say, on 12th of June. So this will just allow me to prioritize things. Then you can also add a description. And once you're done, just click on create. Now, these 50 items have now been added to my blended learning project. So I'll show you later how you can export the items in your projects. Now, aside from adding these items to your projects, you can also share this by uploading this to your OneDrive or your Google Drive. If you don't want to upload this to your cloud storage, you can also email this. So you can email this to yourself or to someone else. And the metadata for each item you select will be included in the item. But if you're going to select, let's say, an individual item, so if you click on the three dots and if you click on share, you can download or you can send the full text if the full text is available. So this one, if I click on share and then I click on email, so as you can see, the PDF full text will be included in the email. So if the full text is available, if you're going to email the item, it will also include the full text or the PDF version in this case. And finally, you can grab the citation of these items. So we have 9 different citation style. You can grab the APA 7 edition by copying this citation to your clipboard. So that's how you grab the citation. And here is the in-text citation. So if you want to grab the in-text citation, it's here. And then you can also export the citation. You can export this to RIS format. So for those who are using Mendeley, ProCite, Zotero, and so on. And that's how you can export items. Again, if you have any questions for me, please let me know. So the next thing that I'm going to show you is how you can manage the search results. So to manage the search results, you can use the filters. So the filters are located beneath the search bar. So again, as mentioned earlier, here are your quick filters. You have your full text, peer reviewed, you have your all time limiter, and then the source time. If you'd like to view the full list of available filters, you can click on the all filters button, and this will display additional options you can use to refine your search. Here is full text. You can also select peer reviewed only, peer reviewed resources, and then I'll show you later the catalog. And you can also limit by publication date. So you can filter results based on when the material was published, whether you're looking for the most recent research or older works. Then you also have the content provider. So these are the different databases that your library subscribes to. So you have your Academic Search Ultimate, ERIC, So if I expand this, as you may notice, you also have Gale. So Gale is not managed by EBSCO. So meaning you can access other databases aside from EBSCO. So let's go back. You can also access the subject. So this will allow you to refine your subject based on key subject areas relevant to your topic. Then you have your subject major heading, publication. You have different publishers like Elsevier, Taylor and Francis, and so on. Then these are the different languages. So you can limit results to materials published in a specific language. You have geography, and then you have the library location. If I scroll back up, the system will show me all the filters that I've selected. I can find them in the active filters area. So the active filters will allow you to efficiently track which limiters have been applied and will also allow you to remove any of them by clicking on the X icon. You can click on the X icon or you can also clear everything. So if you want to reset your filters. You may also notice that there is a lock icon here. So here's the lock icon and we call this sticky filters. When this is enabled, all applied filters will remain active even if you modify your search query. So this also helps maintain a consistent set of filters as you refine your search. Now, when the icon appears to be locked, like this one, your filters will stay applied. If you're going to unlock it, so you can remove filters between searches, it will clear all the filters. It will automatically clear all filters when you change the text in the search box. You can also manually remove filters by deselecting them by clicking on the X icon or by clicking on clear all. Now to save these changes and to apply these filters, let's click on the apply button and this should decrease our results. I hope everyone is following along. So if you have selected these filters, full text and peer reviewed, you should see 3,760 results. So what we can now do is to bookmark these items. So we can scroll through the list and then we can bookmark this, or you can also bulk export them. So if you take a closer look, so you have here the title. You can also see whether this article has been peer reviewed or not. Then you can also see the source type. Here's the abstract. So you can expand the abstract. So this feature will allow you to view the full abstract without leaving the results page. And it also provides an additional analysis point on the result page for you to determine its relevance to your research. Then here are the subjects. If you click on the access options, so you can access the full text in PDF or online full text, then you can also access the full text directly from the publisher. The more like this button, so if you click on the more like this, it will show you a list of recommended titles, hence called the recommendations. So it will show you top 5 recommendations. So these recommendations are based on the subjects identified within this title. Essentially, the recommendations here are the articles that are related to the one that we're reviewing. So this title. If you want to read it later, if you don't have time to go through the full text, you can bookmark these items. So you can click on the bookmark icon, and these items will be saved to your Save tab. And if you click on the three dots, I showed this earlier, so you can grab the citation of this title only. You can add this specific item, this fourth item, to your project. You can also share it, and you can also download the full text if it's available. So you have the full text, and you can also export the metadata. Now let's try to access the bibliographic information. To do that, you can click on the title of the item. So it brings us to the additional information page. So you have your title. You can also review the authors. You have the page count, the document type, and other important information. If you want to access the full text version, you can click on the Access Options drop-down, and there are different formats. Please bear in mind that the formats here or the available options will depend on the title that you're viewing. So sometimes you may come across a title that's only available in PDF, or that is accessible via smart links. So if that's the case, it will take you to a different page. Or sometimes the full text is not available. It's an indexing database, so you won't see the access options drop down. All right, so let's try to access this in online full text. The advantage of using online full text over the PDF version is this. So I'm going to click on this. So this one will allow you to translate this article into a different language. To translate this, you can click on this globe icon. So it sits in between the print and then the headset icon or the printer. So let's click on the globe icon, and you can click on the choose language drop down. Here are the different languages. So you can scroll through the list. We have Espanol. So if you're studying Spanish, you have Filipino as well, Indonesia, and then Melayu. And we also have Chinese characters and Japanese characters and so on. Unfortunately, I can't understand Chinese characters and Japanese characters. So I'll just try to translate this in Spanish. So I can scroll back up and then select Espanol. So it may take a while depending on the length of the article that you're trying to translate. Okay, so that's taking a while. Okay, so while that's loading, I also wanted, so all right, there you go. So here's the translated version, and it's been translated by Microsoft as indicated here. So to translate this back to its original language, you can select this, but I just wanted to quickly show you the text to speech. So you can click on the headset icon, and as you can see, this won't be available if you're going to use the translated version. So if you want to enable the text to speech, please make sure that the article is written in English. And I also want to mention that you can print this article in its translated version. So you can click on the printer icon, and this will allow you to print this article in its Spanish version or whatever language. But that is not previously, this feature is not previously available in the old interface, which we now call the legacy. Okay, so I'll translate this back to English, and then I'll enable the text to speech. So you can click on the play button, and this will enable the text to speech. So you can also download the MP3 version if you want to. Just click on the download button. So you also have the word color and then the sentence color. And if you scroll down, you can also see copyright information here. Okay, so that's how you can run a basic search. If you have any questions for me, please let me know. All right, so I also wanted to quickly show you how you can view catalog records. So EBSCO Discovery Service lets you view catalog details for a result in your library's catalog. To do that, so we can go to filters, and then I'm going to deselect my limiters, and I'm going to select catalog only. So this is how you can search for your catalog records. And I'm going to click on apply, and we have three results. So these items are coming from your catalog record. So as you may notice, so if you go to your filters, so I have selected catalog only. And if I scroll down, if we click on the access options drop down, so as you can see, we have here a link out. And if I click on this link out, it brings me to this page. So it's going to bring you to a different page. And this is where you can access the this ebook. So unfortunately, I don't have the login credentials. So it's prompting me to log in, but that's how you can access your catalog records. So again, just a quick recap. You can click on all filters and then select catalog only. And that's the basic search. The other thing that I wanted to discuss is how to run an advanced search. So one key advantage of advanced search is that it allows for more precise and targeted searches. So this feature enables you to combine multiple search terms, making it especially useful for complex research topics. Now, how can we utilize the advanced search? So I'm just going to go to this slide. So let's say, for example, you have a research question. So my question is, what is the role of artificial intelligence in enhancing the quality and impact of education? So this is my research question. Now what I'm going to do is to extract the keywords from this question. So I have my table here, and here are the keywords that I have extracted from this question. So these are the keywords that I'm going to use. First is artificial intelligence. Next is role. Third is education. And then the fourth one is impact. Once you have identified the keywords, you can use the Boolean operators. So you can use the or Boolean operator to expand the keywords. So you can think of terms that are synonymous with your keywords. For artificial intelligence, I can combine the this keywords using the or Boolean operator. So I'm going to combine AI because this is synonymous with artificial intelligence or machine learning. For role, I'm going to use role, function, use, and application. For education, education, effect, teaching, or instruction. For impact, we have impact, effect, outcome, or influence. So if you're following along, please take a screenshot, or you can also take a picture. So we'll use this. So the next thing that I'm going to show you is how to run an advanced search. So let's click on the new search first. So let's click on this and then go to advanced search. So this is how we can perform an advanced search. So from here, we're going to enter our keywords. So start with artificial intelligence. So as you may notice, once you enter your keywords, the system will automatically recommend terms. So I'm going to enter artificial intelligence. I'll combine this with using the OR Boolean operator. So I'm going to include AI and then the OR Boolean operator and then machine learning. Then I'll use the second field. So I'm going to combine my keywords using the AND Boolean operator. And then I'll use role or function or use and or application. For the third row, I'm going to enter education or effect or outcome or influence. Okay, so you can also add more rows here. So you can click on add fields and you can add up to 7 fields. So I'm going to add my last keywords, which are impact or effect or outcome or influence. Sorry. All right. So I'll change this. Apologies. So this should be effect, teaching. I'll just quickly review my slide for education. Okay. Yeah, so that's correct. So teaching and then instruction. This should be instruction. You can also enclose your keywords within double quotation marks. So I'll just skip that. So I'll just include double quotation marks for artificial intelligence. And once you're done, we can now click on the search button. And there you go. So we have 154,000 plus results. So again, you can filter the results using or narrow down the results using the filters. And in case you've come up with great search results and wanted to stay updated on the changes within the search results, you can set up a search alert to save time as you won't have to check the platform for new information. So by setting up an alert, you'll receive notifications from us whenever there is a change in the result list. To create a search alert, you can click on the three dots. So here's the three dots. It's beneath the advanced search and you can click on create alert. So you can also save this search to your dashboard, but I'm going to click on create alert and it's going to bring you to this form. So you can change the alert name. You can add a brief description. Then you can also adjust the frequency and you have your alert notifications. And you can also create a search alert on behalf of someone else. So if you want to create an alert for a student or for a colleague, just enter their email address here. So unfortunately, you can only add one email address, but there is an existing enhancement request that will allow you to add multiple email addresses in this area. And once you're done, just click on create alert and that's how you set up an alert. So it's very easy. You can now close this and it brings us back to the search result. And that's how you can run an advanced search and set up a search alert. So if you have any questions for me, please let me know. Again, you can use the chat box or unmute your microphone. So I'm going to just check the chat box just to make sure I don't miss any questions. Okay, so I think no questions so far. So the next thing that we're going to talk about is the publication. So you can access the publication on the left-hand column just beneath the new search button. So if you click on the publication finder, so this will bring us to a different page. And then here's the landing page. So you can change the, you have your limiters here. You have your title, your author, a publisher, and so on. So you also have here your exact match, begins with, proximity, and so on. So you can also search for journals only or ebooks. You have the A to Z list, and you also have your sub alpha menu. There are three options here. So you can browse by publications alphabetically. You have your A to Z list. You can also browse by databases. So these are your subscribed databases. Anything that has an open door icon, it means that this one is public access. Again, you have your browse feature here. Then you have the browse subjects option. So you have different subjects. Again, these subjects are arranged from A to Z. So I'm going to use browse databases, and let's try to look for journals in your academic search ultimate. So we can browse different databases. Here's academic search ultimate, and then you can enter your keywords in the search box. So let's say, for example, I am looking for learning professional. So I'll just enter educational leadership here. So I can run a search. Here's the result. You can use filters on the left hand side. So you can see that this one is a journal. Here's the title. And you can also see bibliographic information about this journal, like the ISSN, the publisher, and here's the full text access. So if you want to access the full text version, you can expand the full text access. By the way, this is expanded by default. So you can click on this link and it brings you to this database or to a database where you can access the journal. So it's going to bring me to academic search. So it's going to bring us to publications. And here is educational leadership. Here's the ISSN. You can see the publisher information, and you can also review the issues and articles. So the most recent one is, all right, so we have here volume 82, issue number 8, which is published in May 2025. So you can also search within this publication. So let's say, for example, you're looking for a specific topic within this publication. So I'm going to search for pedagogy, and then I'll run a quick search. Okay, so what will happen here is the system is going to will run a search against educational leadership only. So we have 3,000 plus results. If we scroll through the list, you may notice that these items, all these items, are coming from educational leadership here. So it's also highlighted. And here is the keyword that I'm looking for or I'm searching for. And the other feature that I find really helpful is the journal alert. So just like creating a search alert, journal alerts will allow you to receive alerts from EBSCO when new articles match your criteria. So creating a journal alert typically means creating an alert that notifies you when a new issue of a specific journal is available or when new articles match your criteria. To create a search alert, you can click on the three dots. So click on the three dots here or the kebab menu and then click on create alert. So it's going to show you the this form similar to what we filled out earlier when we created or set up the search alert. So you can change the alert name. So by default, it's going to use the name of the journal. You can also add a description, and then you can also create a journal alert on behalf of someone. And once you're done, just click on create alert. So there you go. And that's how you can create a journal alert. Now, before we continue, I do want to pause for a while. And what I want you to do is to create your own journal alert. Here are the steps to create a journal alert. So I want you to create your own journal alert. So first, you have to go to advanced search, click on the publications tab, and then you have to locate the publication. You can enter any titles. You can, I am going to recommend titles. So you can also search for any titles, but these are the my suggestions. So you have educational leadership, and then you can also search for the learning professional. And then once you have located the publication, you can click on the three dots, and then that's how you create a search alert. So just can if you can take a screenshot, that would be great. But I'm also going to guide you. All right, so we'll start with the first step, which is going to the advanced search page. Okay, I hope everyone is following along. So this is the hands-on activity. All right, so to create a journal alert, we can go to advanced search. So you can click on this button and then go to publications tab. You can also access, there's a quick way for you to go to publications without going to the advanced search. So you can click on the publications authority tab. So that's under your research tools. And it's going to bring you to the publications. And here is where you can enter the title of the publication. Okay, just wondering if you're following along. I just wanted to check. Could you please just give me a thumbs up if you can follow along? If you want me to repeat the steps, please let me know. All right, thank you. Okay, I can see two thumbs up, three. How about the others? I just need one more and then I'll proceed. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Thank you. All right. So if you want to create a journal alert, you must first look for the journal's name. So I'm going to search for the learning professional. So here. Oops. So I can probably just use educational leadership. So let's use this instead. So here is the journal. So at a glance, you can also see whether your institution has full text access to this publication. So if you can see a check mark, it means that you have full text access to this publication. And if you click on the title, it brings you to the bibliographic record. Here's the ISSN. You can also see the publisher information, and then you have the full text information and then the publisher URL. And again, here are the issues and articles. If you want to create a journal alert, so after retrieving the publication, you can click on the three dots. So it's hard to notice. It's the kebab menu. And then just click on that and then click on create alert. Again, just have to fill out this form. Once you're done, just click on create alert. And that's how you can set up a journal alert. I hope that's clear. If you want me to repeat the process, please let me know. So that's the journal alert and then the publications. The next thing that I'm going to cover is the dashboard. So first, let's go to projects. So if you can recall, I've created a project for my blended learning. So I can go here and it will show me all the records that I saved in my blended learning project. So it's still loading. Okay, it's not working. Maybe there are a lot of records here. So it's taking a while. So let me just try to go to online learning, my other project. There we go. So I have 10 records here. And the advantage of creating a project is it will allow you to save specific items to a dedicated project. So like in this case, I'm using online learning. So I'm doing a research about online learning. What I can do is to bulk export the metadata for this records. I have 10 records. I can tick the checkbox at the top, just like how we bulk exported the results earlier. So you can choose to select individual items or select multiple items at once. So you can click on the export button. So you can export this to RefWorks, to RAS format. You have your Mendeley, ProSite, and so on. Or you can also choose to download this. So let's try to download this in CSV. So you can select any formats, but I prefer to download this in CSV, and then I'll click on download. It may take a while here. So here's the file, and this is what it will look like. So you have here the journal, the journal name, or sorry, the database name, and then you have here the title and other bibliographic information. Now that's the projects. You also have here your save tab. So this is where you can retrieve all the items that you've bookmarked. So as you may notice, the bookmark icon is shaded. So if you want to remove items from your records from the save tab, you can untick the bookmark icon. So there. So that's how you can remove your bookmarked items. Then you can also view the searches that you've saved. Just go to your searches tab. Your recent activity will show you your search history and then the records that you viewed within this session. Please bear in mind that your search history is going to be at so all your searches within the session will be automatically deleted when your session time out or when you close this page. So if I close this, these items will be automatically deleted. Now, if you want to save your search history permanently, what you can do is to bookmark them. So you can click on the bookmark icon. So this search here will now be migrated to my Save tab. So whenever I sign in using OpenAthens, I can rerun or view this search and rerun this if I want to. So if you want to rerun this, just click on your search and you can also see the timestamp and the results. And it will also honor all the filters that you've applied. Then you can also go to your viewed records. So these are the records that you viewed within this session. And finally, the alerts will allow you to manage the journal and the search alerts that you've created. So if you want to rerun this search, for example, you can click on the three dots and then click on view all results. In case you want to edit this alert, you can click on the edit alert button. So you can change the alert name. Then you can also add a description, adjust the frequency, and there is also an option to extend or renew this alert. So if you're going to set up an alert, it will be good for a year. So it will run for a year. So after 1 year, it will expire. So in case you want to extend the journal or the search alert, you can tick this box, and the new expiration date will be 1 year from today, or the day you tick this box or you extended the alert. And once you're done, you can now click on Save Changes. Now, if you want to stop us from sending you emails or notifications, you can click on the three dots and click on the dustbin icon. You just click on the delete button, and that's how you can delete a search or journal alerts. All right, so we're almost done. The last thing that I'm going to discuss is the concept map. So if you're a visual learner like me, the next feature that I will share with you will be very useful. So we call this the concept map feature. So it's located just beneath the publication finder. So this feature will allow you to browse and view results in a graphical or visual display and find connections between different search terms or concepts in a more visual way. So you can click on the concept map and it brings you to a different page. So here's the landing page of concept map. So you can enter any keywords. So we can search for Singapore. So if I'm a novice user or researcher, I can enter a keyword here, and then I can also search for terms that are related to the one that I'm searching for, which is Singapore. So when you enter your keywords, the system will recommend terms, and it will also provide a brief description. So here's Singapore, and it's telling me that this is one of the world's biggest ports. So this is the Singapore, that is the country. So we have here a country in Southeastern Asia. So we're going to click on this. Let's try to view the related terms. So here is Singapore. So you can change the grouping. So you can group this by relationships or by domains. So if you're going to select relationships, this will allow you to view other topics related to the main topic based on their relationship. While the domains will enable you to display topics by discipline. So for example, we're currently searching Singapore. If I group this by domains, this would enable me to filter topics by geography and places, by business, economics, and finance. So I actually prefer relationships. So use this. And then you can also click on the gear icon at the located at the upper left hand corner of your screens. So if you click on the gear icon, so you can change the language of the results here. So you have uh, France, you have English, Bahasa Indonesia, and so on. So you can also configure the relationship. So you have Singapore as part of, we have Malay Archipelago, and so on. I'll just select all and just focus on the results. So what you can also do is to explore other concepts. So as mentioned earlier, if I'm a novice researcher, I can go here and explore other concepts. So I can scroll down and we have location relations. So we have South China Sea, and then you also have here like Malaysia, Brunei, and so on. So apart from exploring, so I'll just click on explore concept. So it's going to run a new search and the focus will now be Malaysia. So that's how you can explore different concepts. Now, if you want to go back to your previous concept, so you can click on the gear icon and then go to your history. So you can click on Singapore. And what I'm going to do next is to build a multi-layered search. So I'm going to combine topics. To do that, I can click on add to search. So Singapore will be added in my selected concepts. Then I can also combine Singapore with Malaysia. So I'm going to click on add to search, and then I can choose to combine this using the and or the or Boolean operator. So I'm going to combine these concepts using the and Boolean operator and click on see full results. So it's going to bring me back to EBSCO Discovery Service. There you go. So it yielded a total of 33,937 results. And that's how you can utilize the concept map feature. And that also takes me to the end of my presentation. Before we wrap up, I just want to quickly show you the help and support website. So if you need to find help guides, you can refer to your database user guides. It's located at read.academy website. So you can click on database user guide and you have here relevant links. So you have different categories as well. Alternatively, you can also go to EBSCO Connect. So this is our help website. So you can click on this link and it brings you to this page. So this is our EBSCO Connect page. So you can you can search for any topics. So if you want to learn more about the things that I discussed today, you can enter your keywords in the search box. So I'll enter concept map and run a search. And here are the results. So you have, if you want to view the or read a quick start guide, so you can go to connect. Here's the article. So you have here description about the concept map and how and where to access the concept map. In case you want to watch a recording, you can also go to EBSCO Connect, go to Learning tab. You have three tiles. So you can watch a video. So you can click on watch a video button and it brings you to our catalog. So these are all the recordings that we've uploaded on Connect. You have different filters to choose from. So you can filter this by language, by topic category, by audience, and then by type. Then you can also use the search box. So if you want to search for a specific recording, let's say concept map. Here. So we have here a recording on EBSCO's concept map. And the last style here is called Find Instructor-Led Courses. So if you want to attend or register for a public webinar, these are free classes. You can go to Learning tab and go to Find Instructor-Led Courses. Just make sure that you click on Oceania and Southeast Asia. So here are the topics. And you can also see the name of the trainer and the button to register. So if you can't attend the session live, it's fine. You can just register and then we record the session and we send the recording after the webinar.